Now at 10, the Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School celebrates 30 years since the opening. Plus, Pitt State hosted Gorilla Fest today before the kickoff against the Northwest Missouri Bearcats. And George Washington Carver National Monument celebrates Hispanic heritage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us. This is your KOAM News at 10. I'm Jalen Banks. We start with the 15,000-gallon vinegar spill in Webb City. Late this afternoon, a tanker rollover happened on the MacArthur roundabout. The driver of the tanker did not sustain any serious injuries, but he was transported to a local hospital. The MacArthur roundabout is closed eastbound, so vehicles cannot travel east, and you should plan accordingly, as this will be an hours-long cleanup. George Washington Carver National Monument celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month with Latin dancers, art, and more. And KOAM's Amber Jenkins is in Diamond, Missouri with the story.
Park rangers at George Washington Carver National Monument organize a celebration of Hispanic heritage. The historic monument is a perfect place to host an event that celebrates different cultures and diversity.
Well, yes, today is our historic heritage celebration, and we have this event every year to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month, and it's a great way of bringing the community together, diversity and inclusion. It's a great way to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Day month, but just not celebrated today, but celebrated every day.
The celebration focused on all ethnic groups within the Latin culture.
Culture reflects a lot of, cuisines of different ethnicities, all Latin America, but more than anything, our Hispanic culture has a lot of art. And I like to exhibit a lot of artifacts that are handmade. And it's just beautiful to see elders create this with their own hands and love and passion for the culture.
Showcasing and celebrating Hispanic heritage keeps the culture alive.
The significance is that we don't want this to fade away because our ancestors have done it with so much care and passion. We want to make sure we're educating the community that this is a talent, that we don't want it to be forgotten.
Celebrating the diversity within the local communities creates unity.
Well, I think it's important because it brings families together, and that gives them the opportunity to feel like they're at home, no matter where we're at in the U.S. Let's just say, bringing a little bit of our culture back helps them to feel a little bit more at home, and I think that's very important in all communities.
Reporting at George Washington Carver Monument, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Well, as you know, fall is in full swing. And so with that, there's going to be tons of fall events. And if you like those types of events, you can go to our website and find them at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School is celebrating 30 years of being open. To celebrate 3 decades of being open, the school had a pancake breakfast served up by the Chris Cake's Master Pancake Flippers. There were also a multitude of events for families, including inflatables, games, and more.
Well, I think it's just important to know that we're here to build a good community. That's really what 2J is about, to educate kids to create a better future. And I think this feels like a good future. So
the Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School has grades K through 12. And now we're on to weather. Sam, what do you have for us?
I have a lot of sunshine for you, especially today and again tomorrow. Radar is all clear right now, but that's going to be changing, and that's good news because right now we are in an exceptional drought from southwestern Missouri through southeastern Kansas and parts of Oklahoma, and then extreme drought surrounding that, which encompasses a large segment of our area. No rainfall problems down in the Central America as they have Hurricane Julia to deal with. Now a Category 1 storm moving across the Central American coastline across northern Nicaragua and then passing just south of El Salvador and then eventually weakening as it moves off the coast of Guatemala. But still lots of rainfall down there and also some landslide problems expected in San Salvador and El Salvador as the mountains there is going to wring out all that moisture and create problems for them. But in our forecast, more warm weather, a slow warm up. Rain chances are going to be increasing, and I'll tell you how much we can expect, as well as a chance of severe weather coming up in just a little bit.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin has tightened security at the only bridge that links the annexed Crimean Peninsula with Russia following an explosion that damaged the span that Moscow uses to transport weapons for its war in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials had repeatedly threatened to strike the bridge, but nobody immediately claimed responsibility for the attack, which killed 3 people. Michael George has the latest.
Massive flames and black smoke rose from the Kerch Bridge to Crimea Saturday. Part of the parallel road beneath it collapsed into the sea. Russia's state media said a bomb exploded just after 6 a.m., setting fire to several railway oil tankers. The bridge is not only a symbol of Russia's claim on Crimea, which it annexed from Ukraine in 2014, it's also a key supply route for Russian military forces. Russian President Vladimir Putin personally drove a truck across the 12-mile span when it officially opened in 2018. The explosion, perhaps not coincidentally, comes a day after Putin's 70th birthday. In a video address, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky indirectly acknowledged the attack, saying it was a mostly sunny day, but unfortunately it was cloudy in Crimea. The blast comes as Ukrainian forces continue to retake more territory. With Russia losing ground, President Biden expressed concern about the threat of a Russian nuclear attack. At a fundraiser Thursday night, the president said, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis."
I think that it's dangerous even to speak about it.
In an interview with the BBC, Zelensky agreed with President Biden.
I agree it is an Armageddon. It is the risk for the whole planet.
He says the Kremlin is laying the groundwork to prepare the Russian public for the potential use of nuclear weapons. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The city of Carthage kicked off Oktoberfest and their Maple Leaf celebration. In the Carthage Central Park was a multitude of activities, such as live music, food trucks, a beer garden, games, and more.
I really enjoy the people coming together and celebrating the heritage of Carthage as our parade goes around the square, as people come together. It's a weekend full of reunions, class reunions, and just a time when families up and down, all over the community have really embraced the fact that we are America's Maple Leaf City.
The Carthage Maple Leaf Parade is next Saturday. With football season in full swing, that means tailgate season is too. Every year, Pitt State has Gorilla Fest, which is the official tailgate before the Pitt State Gorillas football game. The tailgate features alumni, games, and music.
Oh yeah, it's, Gorilla Village, if you just look around at the crowd that comes in on game day, they're just awesome. People live for game day Saturdays here at Pitt State.
Gorilla Fest takes place in Gorilla Village, which is east of Carney Smith Stadium. More than 4 months after the Texas elementary mass shooting that killed 19 students and 2 teachers, Uvalde School District has suspended its entire police force. The extraordinary step comes as family members of the victims continue to question response by law enforcement. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more on what happens next.
The police department responsible for the safety of students at Robb Elementary has now been told to stand down. In a press release Friday, the Uvalde School District said recent developments have uncovered additional concerns with department operations. As a result, the district has made the decision to suspend all activities of the Uvalde CISD Police Department for a period of time. They said 2 officers were placed on administrative leave and others will find other roles in the district. Victims' family members say it is a move they wanted.
Nobody wins in this case. There's no winners. The children can't come home, but it's something called transparency and it's something called accountability. So we are pleased with this, but it's not over yet.
During the mass shooting in May, officers waited more than an hour to enter a classroom and take down the gunman. In August, the district fired Police Chief Pete Arredondo, but families have been demanding more, staging protests outside the school administration building. This week, outrage grew after it was reported the district had hired a former state trooper who responded to the shooting as a school resource officer. She was fired Thursday. Family members say they still have questions.
I want to know, what time did the officers get there? You know, what information were they told, and how did they respond with that information? There's a lot that we have still questions about.
An investigation is ongoing. The district says for now it's asking additional state troopers to step in to help secure campuses. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
We take time now to honor another four-state hero. Ernest Evans served in the Navy. The Carthage, Missouri native served the country during World War II. He also served in both New Guinea and the Philippines. To Ernest Evans, we thank you, our four-state hero. Coming up, teens' usage of e-cigarettes continue to grow despite the efforts to put a stop to it. New research indicates e-cigarettes is still a public health problem among U.S. children and teens, and a warning from federal health officials that this could be a rough year for the flu. Michael George has a look at some of this week's top health stories.
U.S. health experts are encouraging all Americans to get a flu vaccine. They expect this could be a highly infectious year. Also, for the first time, health officials are recommending people 65 and older receive a high-dose flu vaccine or adjuvanted flu vaccine. An adjuvant is added to the vaccine to create a stronger immune response. New FDA data shows an estimated 2.5 million children and teens use e-cigarettes. 1 in 4 children who use them reportedly do so daily. The agency says the high numbers highlight e-cigarette use among youth is still a public health problem, despite efforts to tackle the issue. And fewer women are dying from breast cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, breast cancer deaths have dropped by 43% from 1989 to 2020. However, black women continue to be 40% more likely to lose their lives to breast cancer. This despite there being fewer cases of the disease among black women. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And later, Pitt State took on Northwest Missouri. And we'll have the highlights in sports.
Well, we're off to a great start for the weekend with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures. A very pleasant day across the area, and it looks like tomorrow's going to be about the same. Right now in Seneca, Missouri, at the casino, at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Pretty nice eating down there as well. Temperatures this afternoon warmed up into the upper 60s across the area, 69 in Joplin, 67 in Columbus. I was there this morning with the festival. It was a really nice day. 67 in Fredonia, 65 up in Yates Center. A little bit cooler in Garnett, where they topped out at 62 degrees. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting in the 50s, but we made it up to 69 after starting out at 43, which was below the normals this time of year, which is for a change. And we've only had 2 days so far this month below normal, yesterday and today, and I think we'll take it as we've had a string of very warm air and temperatures across our region for quite some time. Radar is clear right now, but that's going to be changing, and that's some good news. Is we're watching a storm system over the desert southwest. This upper level low is going to start kicking out pieces of energy towards us, and as it does, it's going to start tapping into some moisture, and that's going to wring out some showers and storms in our area, and that's desperately needed. Temperatures right now are in the 40s in some places, 45 in Pittsburgh, 48 in Iola and Fort Scott, 53 in Carthage, 52 here in Joplin, 51 down in Anderson. And we're looking at the dew points, very dry as a bone right now. We need to increase these dew points to help with that moisture in the form of rainfall over the next few days, and we're going to see that on south winds. Right now it's 52 in Joplin, feels like 52, but the dew point's down there at 34, and the pressure is currently steady. One thing that's also been helpful is the pollen count has been down, 3.6 today. Tomorrow will be about 4.2, but still in the good category. All right, let's take a look at the radar. And, well, actually, this is the lake levels. If you're going out to the lakes tomorrow, a little bit below normal at both Elk City and Big Hill Lake. Down in Grand Lake, they're about 2 feet below normal right now. And Beaver Lake right now is currently sitting at about 3 3/4 of a foot below normal. Table Rock Lake is a little bit worse at 4.88, almost 5 feet below normal. But the champion is Stockton. They are now almost 6.5 feet below normal on the lake. So we desperately need the rainfall, and I think we're going to get some. Not enough for everybody, but at least some across our area. The forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies with lows in the 40s and 50s. Then tomorrow, another bright and sunny day across the area. Maybe a few clouds out there as well with highs in the upper 70s around our area. Then on Sunday night into Monday morning, we're going to start to see the low temperatures moderate a little bit, generally in the 50s, maybe some 40s up to the north, but mid 50s down to the south with the moisture starting to increase. Then as we go through Monday afternoon, mostly fair skies with a few clouds around, temperatures in the lower 80s across the area on south winds. Those south winds are going to increase the moisture chances as we go into Tuesday morning. I think the model is overdoing this a little bit as we're expecting some showers, but I don't think it looks as bad as what it's showing on here, with generally lows in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Rainfall amounts are not going to be all that plentiful with the first wave. We're expecting generally around 1/4 of an inch, but then as we go through time on Wednesday, we could see increases in our moisture and also rain totals, and that's good news. Over the next 7 days, tomorrow 77, 81 on Monday, chance of storms in the morning on Tuesday morning, but it's only about a 20% chance. Better chance of storms on Wednesday night into Thursday, and then we start to dry out towards next weekend, and then yet more storm chances next week. So at least we're turning the corner a little bit on this drought situation, just a hair.
Turning the corner on the drought and getting into more fall weather.
Absolutely.
Still a little warm, but
Yep.
better than what we've had.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Sam.
Alrighty.
And coming up in sports, it's homecoming weekend for the Missouri Southern Lions as they host the Lincoln Blue Tigers. And Pitt State Gorillas host a top 10 showdown this afternoon against their rival, Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. Jacob Leonard has that and more after the break.
This week is a big one for the Pittsburg State Gorillas. Pitt State welcomes in their biggest rivals this afternoon, the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats, in a showdown. Two of the best teams in the country. And the Gorillas are 5-0, ranked 7th in the country coming into the day. Northwest is 4-1 and ranked 9th. First quarter, Bryce Murphy gets open on the flea flicker here. Chad Dotson floats it in there. Murphy coasts in for the 49-yard touchdown. Gorillas go up 7-0. Pitt State defense really good in the first half. Keandre Hall finds his way back there to the quarterback. Gorillas hold the Bearcats to just a field goal in the first half. Back to the offense though, Dotson Jr. to Devin Garrison over the middle, and check this out. Garrison tiptoes down the sideline, 64 yards there for the touchdown. Pitt State goes up 14-3. They get another with less than a minute to half. Dotson, nice throw here to Colby Katzis. Gorillas go to the break up 21-3. Now the offense good in the first half. Second half was about defense and special teams. PJ Sarwinski, big sack there. Northwest though closed the lead to 21-16 here in the fourth. Cross Holmes for Pittsburg State, clutch 45-yard field goal. Gorillas back on top by 8. Under 30 seconds left. Bearcats still not out of it. Braden Wright scrambles for the 1-yard touchdown. Takes a huge shot at the end of it. He would have to go to the sideline. So here it is. Northwest needs a 2-point conversion to tie it up. Throw to the back of the end zone. I don't know if he stepped out or bobbled it, but it doesn't really matter because the referee says no catch, and that's it. Gorillas survive. They remain undefeated, beating Northwest 24-22.
I think we came into this game, we were 1-3 against Northwest, and told our guys that the biggest thing for us is to finish, and it came down to the last play, and we did. We finished. I'm so proud of our guys. It's a collective team effort. I'm so proud of everybody.
They had to dig deep, that's for sure. Our defense has been outstanding all year, and we needed to count on them again. There was 2 really good defenses out on that field today, and we knew it was going to be a slugfest.
The crowd was amazing. They were like loud the entire game. Every time we were boosting them up, they're like, they brought it. I love it. We need more of that.
Well, this weekend is homecoming weekend for the Missouri Southern Lions. The Lions host Lincoln today, aiming to bounce back from last weekend's road loss to Pittsburg State. Now, Southern enters this one with a 3-2 record. On the other side, Lincoln winless through 5 games. The Blue Tigers punted away on their first drive. Jaden Stoshak back for the return, and look at this. There he goes. Gets a few nice blocks, and then he's all alone. 76-yard touchdown return. Special teams getting the Lions on the board early. Later in the first, Dawson Hurl keeps it. Gets in from 4 yards out. That extends the Southern lead. Luke Sampson getting some reps at quarterback today. He'll go to the far side, in for the touchdown. At that point, it's 24-7 Lions. A Lincoln ball now. Pass is picked off by Colton Winder. Carthage High School product had 2 picks today. Then Southern goes back to the ground game. Nathan Glades, another local guy, gets away for the 15-yard touchdown run. Missouri Southern gets back on track, taking care of Lincoln today, 37-14.
Special teams play correlates with defense, and so this was the first game in 2 weeks that we got back to doing a better job pinning people deep and kind of playing the field position game.
I think we played with an edge. We know that last week that was not our best performance, and so it helped us play more aggressive. We played very physical and just had an edge.
The Kansas Jayhawks are perfect through their first 5 games of the season. And with their hot start, the Jayhawks have made it into the national rankings for the first time since 2009, sitting at number 19 this week. KU is at home today against TCU, another undefeated team. The quarterback Jalen Daniels had to leave the game in the second today with a shoulder injury. Max Duggan for TCU finds Tay Barber. 25-yard touchdown. At that point, KU down 31-24. Fourth quarter, Hawks tie it up. Jason Bean to Quentin Skinner. 29-yard connection. It's 31 all. But under 2 minutes left. Quentin Johnson, great catch for the TCU touchdown. And this one was the difference in the ball game. TCU hands KU its first loss, 38-31. In Dallas, rivalry day for the Oklahoma Sooners and Texas Longhorns. Texas kind of tore Oklahoma up today. Quinn Ewers to Xavier Worthy. 10-yard touchdown. Longhorns up 14. Still in the second, Ewers to Keelan Robinson. Finds his way to the end zone. That makes it 21-0. Another one before half. Ewers this time to Jatavion Sanders. Over the middle, 24 yards for the touchdown. Texas wins 49-0. It's the first time the Sooners have been shut out since 1998. Elsewhere in the Big 12 today, 7th-ranked Oklahoma State tries to stay perfect at home against Texas Tech. Oklahoma State does get it done, winning by 10, 41-31. Jalen, you know what makes me happy on Saturdays, man?
What's that?
It's when Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern both win. It's so much more fun when they both win.
You know, based off of where we both graduated school, I can agree with you on that. But Chad Dotson, I know the favorite to win MIAA Player of the Year was TJ Davis from Nebraska Kearney. But if Chad keeps this up, and with their record, I think it'd be hard to keep him from winning conference play. I know it's still early.
He was outstanding in that first half today.
I know it's early, but we definitely need to keep our eye out for that.
He's been good.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for sports. We'll be back with more after the break. Heavy metal legend Ozzy Osbourne has launched a new line of cosmetics just in time for Halloween. The makeup line, in collaboration with Rock and Roll Beauty, comes complete with a coffin-shaped eyeshadow palette. The products are reportedly available at Ulta and on Rock and Roll Beauty's website. The collection features dark shades and different types of packaging in line with the singer's own style, which has often featured dramatic dark eye makeup looks. Unfortunately for the Black Sabbath fans, around half of the items in the collaboration are already sold out as of Friday afternoon. So many celebrities, they either have fragrances or they have makeup.
Yep.
And now Ozzy Osbourne has
in the
makeup.
game
for Halloween.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine across the area, 77. Then we start to enter into some rain chances on Tuesday morning, and then a better chance of storms Wednesday afternoon and evening. Some of those storms could be strong. That continues into Thursday morning, but then next weekend looks pretty good with another chance of showers Sunday morning. But at least we're starting to turn the corner on this drought, it looks like.
All right, sounds good. Leonard?
K-State beats Iowa State 10-9 tonight. The Wildcats 5-1 this season.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thank you for making us part of your night.